On today's edition of Newsmakers, how local businesses are stepping up to help our not-for-profit organizations. Welcome to Newsmakers. I'm Rosalind Horn. Today we're at First On Site in Kitchener talking to local businesses and not-for-profits as they work together to help serve an increase in need this holiday season. Newsmakers Sarah Manette has the story.
John Neufeld and his team of volunteers from the House of Friendship have been braving the cold for the past 4 days to give the gift of turkey dinner.
Not only do we hand out Christmas hampers, this year we handed out about 20% more. We handed over 3,600. But we also, every family that gets a hamper can come and get a turkey.
At this time of the year, many businesses around the region are stepping up to the plate to do their part for the community. And Brock Solutions in Kitchener is one of those businesses.
As a company, we like to give back to the community. And one of the ways we give back is through the food bank, to the food bank. We have an annual fundraiser that lasts 3 weeks in the month of December.
Staff at Home Depot have also volunteered their time to brighten up things around the Charles Street Men's Shelter.
One of our core values is giving back to the community. We're certainly focused on partnering with the community and supporting them wherever we can. House of Friendship and specifically the Charles Street hostel. We've been coming here for a few years and painting, helping out with paint projects. And I have a cooking background, so I've offered my services to hang out in the kitchen today.
Steve Blakely of Brock Solutions says a little competition goes a long way.
What we do as a company is we have our business units compete against each other, so it gets everyone going and get their competitive juices going. And we collect a lot of food for the food bank. In the last 4 years, we've collected 70,000 pounds of food and about $8,000 in cash donations.
John says this year has not only been tough for people in need, but also for many businesses.
This year, we've been impacted by the economy, no doubt about it. We've seen an increase in demand for our services. Probably the most tangible one is the emergency food hampers. So we've seen a 20% increase, which is consistent with what's happening across Canada with food bank demand. The businesses, those that can, are really trying to step up to the plate, realizing that it has been a harder year. So those that can are really trying their best, and the others are doing what they can.
Next holiday season, Steve and the staff at Brock Solutions are calling on other technology companies around the area to enter a challenge to see what company can raise the most food for the food bank. In Kitchener, I'm Sarah Manette.
Thanks, Sarah. With just 1 week to go until Christmas, it's a very busy day for some of our local not-for-profits, which are busy serving the public throughout the year, and especially after this year with the recession and a number of job losses in Waterloo Region. This holiday season is particularly busy. Right now we're at the Food Bank of Waterloo Region with Executive Director Wendy Campbell. So tell us about, first of all, the demand and how much that has gone up this year.
The demand continues to grow. We're seeing numbers from 15 to 20% increase in the number of emergency food hampers that are being distributed by the programs throughout Waterloo Region. And obviously that results in a 15% increase in the amount of food that's being shipped out of our facility to help meet the needs of those programs.
And we know that some retailers were a little bit concerned before the holiday season because people were watching their wallets a little bit more and they were worried about spending. And for the same token, are people stepping up to the plate and feeling the need for local residents this holiday season with local not-for-profits like here?
Yeah, we've seen some absolutely amazing gifts from the community in the last couple of weeks. Companies are stepping up and the community is stepping up and doing whatever they can. I think people have an increased awareness that things are tough, and even though they might be tough for their families, they know that they still can give a little bit because they may be the next family or the next individual who may need some type of emergency food service. So we're seeing some absolutely great gifts from the community and some support of financial gifts, of food gifts, and also the gifts of time. We've had some amazing volunteers in the building the last few weeks.
And what about local businesses? Are you seeing an increase in the attention that you're getting from them? And what are you getting from some local businesses and larger businesses as well?
There's all kinds of examples. I could talk forever. It's just been amazing. Just a couple of examples. Just this morning I was at Pillars, who as a company decided this year not to send Christmas cards to their customers, but instead saved that money and made a $5,000 gift to the Food Bank of Waterloo Region. Manulife Financial did a huge Attack Hunger campaign to support the food bank last week and raised close to 20,000 pounds of food and contributed over $40,000. We also have a campaign running with our National Association Food Banks Canada through Loblaws. So locally that's happening at Zehrs, Value Mart, No Frills in the Superstore, where we can get the customers involved in purchasing some of those most needed items. And Loblaws has generously donated all of the marketing support to help encourage customers to give. So just a couple of examples. There are so many, and we're so thankful to anybody in the community who has done a unique or an interesting campaign and just done a little bit more this year to help us out.
And do you think that businesses are stepping up more this year?
I think the ones that can, absolutely. I think people are thinking about different ways that they can help and know that food is a basic need. And the food piece of this puzzle is really important, because in order for the families and individuals in our community that are struggling to take that next step, they need to be fed and they need to be healthy in order to be able to make the next step or the transition to a new phase of their lives. And so I think the food piece is really important.
So with an increase in demand, are you confident with the amount of donations that you are receiving, and you're still getting stuff in today and also next week? Are you confident that's going to carry you through as far as this holiday food drive is meant to?
We're hopeful that it will. We're going to have to do a big inventory assessment come the new year to make sure that we've got enough to get us through. It's all going to depend on if the need continues to increase. If it continues to increase by 15%, we're going to have to continue with some of our regular donations. And that's one thing I think we always would like to encourage the community, is that the food bank needs their support not just during the holidays, not just during the food drive, but all year round. That the need is fairly consistent all year round. So all the small pieces that we get throughout the year are just as important as the larger gifts during the holiday season.
And are there ways people can still bring donations by, or when do some of the food drives, like in the grocery stores, for example, wrap up?
The bins in the grocery store are there all the time. They're there year-round, and next week we're still picking up every single day. We're accepting donations here at the food bank at 50 Alpine Court, and a number of organizations are still running their holiday food drives, and so you can make a donation at your workplace campaign if you're having one. But the easiest way to do it is go and visit your local grocery store and pick up a couple of extra items, and we greatly appreciate it.
And what are some of the most needed items at this time of year or any time?
We're still looking for non-perishable items: canned pasta, canned stews, canned fruit and vegetables, rice and pasta.
And would you say that there's an increase in the number of volunteers that are coming out along the same lines, just because there is a greater awareness this year because of the recession and the way the economy has affected our community? Do you think it's coming to more people's attention and encouraging them to come out?
Yes, we've seen a lot of increase in the phone calls that we're receiving from people who want to help. We've had some amazing support from some corporate groups who not only have been contributing food and financial donations, but really want to give their time as well to help us sort all of these food donations. Our goal right now is to get the bulk of this food sorted by the middle of January so that we know exactly what we have in our inventory and we're able to distribute it to the agencies.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time. That's Wendy Campbell, the Executive Director of the Food Bank of Waterloo Region, and it's a very busy day as they're accepting more donations as well as doling them out to a lot of the member agencies that they do serve here in Waterloo Region. We're talking to some of our local not-for-profits about how they're coping through the holiday season, and we'll be back with more right after this.